Back at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio, Texas, as we take a look at tonight's Jeep Eagles starting matchups.
Now keep an eye on the right. Robinson will not play Ewing. He's matched up with Smith. Ellis is going to try to take on Oakley, a major, keep him off the boards. Larry Smith will go head-to-head with Patrick Ewing.
And for the Knicks, the head coach, of course, is Pat Riley, the only coach to win 70% of his games, the all-time winningest coach percentage-wise in the NBA. And John Lucas, still in his first year, 34-15 on the season as the head coach for the San Antonio Spurs. John Lucas told us today that he's trying to find the edge to start a basketball game. We've seen him in the last couple of weeks on TNT. They start out so slowly, it is important for them to come out quickly in this game.
And I don't understand why, because you have a great offensive low post guy in David Robinson. You should be able to get high percentage shots, dictate double teaming, kick out for wide open jumpers every time he gets double teamed.
Piece of cake. We are underway. We're going to drop it again, says Bob Delaney, one of the officials. Ron Alesiak tossing it up. Ed Rush, the other official. The Knicks with the basketball at 50-20, and as Hubie mentioned, the first time in 2 decades they have reached the 50-win plateau back-to-back.
They always start off posting Charles Smith. They feel that they have an advantage, except tonight, I know that they were not expecting that he would be guarded by David Robinson.
That's quite a move as Patrick Ewing dribbles it off his foot. And they put Mr. Mean, wearing number 2, Larry Smith, in the lineup for the San Antonio Spurs, the 13th-year pro out of Alcorn State, affectionately known as Mr. Mean in his Golden State years.
One of the premier rebounders that we've ever had in this league at the big forward position.
Speaking of rebounding, he kept it alive.
Well, tonight you must keep the Knicks off their offensive board. They are extremely big and powerful.
Working on Ewing, former teammates in the Dream Team. David tosses it up. Ed Rush blows the whistle. We have our first foul on the play.
See, this is what I like. I mean, this is the way they could open up every night. Now, naturally, they've had to overcome. John has had to overcome as the coach. David Robinson's sore knee, and also the problem with his left hand with the ligaments. So naturally, a lot of nights, David would like to start out at the top of the circle and be a point guard.
Right. Which is what they did in Game 1. They collapsed on David so much the first meeting between these two teams, won by the Knicks. Final in that game was 115-96. You see David's thumb he continued to have wrapped up. But he turned into a jump shooter way on the outside. Wasn't effective out there.
Well, you can't beat a good defensive team in this league playing perimeter. You must establish a low post game, get on the foul line, force them to make substitutions whenever their front line people pick up the necessary fouls.
Starks being taken down by Larry Smith.
Now that's going to be a war down inside. No way is Smith going to allow Patrick Ewing to back into him. Now we're going to give you we were going to give you a look, but right now they're going to inbound the ball. The main thing here is that Larry Smith is a fierce competitor and a very powerful guy in the upper body.
Ellis on Oakley. That'll be an interesting matchup on the other end of the court. Avery Johnson tries to come over to help with the double team. Oakley with his first 2.
Anytime that you're smaller than the post guy and he goes to turn into your face, try to strip him before he gets the ball up to his shoulders. And that's exactly what Larry Smith did.
Avery Johnson with his quickness keeps it alive as the shot clock heads toward 10.
Clear out here. He'll never go all the way.
Ellis throws up the prayer, puts a hole in the backboard. Starks quickly down court. Good look inside to Charles Smith.
You know, this is going to be interesting tonight because you must get down the floor and match up with Charles Smith because he runs the floor as well as any small forward in the league, and he's 6'10".
Johnson working on Rivers, finds an opening, tries to toss it over the outstretched hands of Ewing. Avery Johnson is fouled.
There will be no easy baskets at the San Antonio Spurs end. Here's a nice pass on a good move going to the basket right now.
Well, Hubie, Patrick Ewing has already picked up his 2nd personal foul, and that gets Pat Riley up off the Knicks bench, and Anthony Mason quickly taking off the sweats.
Major move. That's why the old story, anytime that a guy is a primary scorer on the opposition, you must test him in that first quarter defensively to see if he's just going to wave at you or he's going to try to be a warrior and defend. Ewing is the anchor of their defense, and he went after both shot blocks.
Well, Patrick takes the long stride over having an MVP type of year, but right now the Knicks are going to have to play without him. Avery Johnson gets them both.
See, I like this. Avery Johnson should pester Doc Rivers down the floor.
Starks for three.
Now, even though the Knicks are fairly conservative in threes, John Starks is not.
Elliott tries to force the shot up, but at least San Antonio is showing a little intensity in the early going, something they didn't have against Cleveland the other night on TNT. Oakley can't get it. Smith tries to keep the ball alive. The beast, Anthony Mason, with the putback.
Hey, right now, Ewing's out of the game. They go in there and they shoot, and they get 3-second shot attempts. And you say, why? Because everyone is getting out of there, and they leave Larry Smith in there versus Oakley, Mason, and Charles Smith. It doesn't work that way, guys. If San Antonio is going to get it done, you better see 3 shirts in there every single time.
Well, San Antonio turns it over with the traveling call. The Knicks' magic number is 4 to clinch the Atlantic Division title. Smith all the way is whistled on the play. Combination of wins or Celtic losses will give them the Atlantic crown.
You know, Ron, a lot of times when you're at home, you would rather the star player of the other team not get in foul trouble early and then sit in down. Really, I know it sounds crazy. The reason is that now your team relaxes. And you can see it right now. In these last 2 possessions, they're just blowing right by San Antonio. Now, how good is San Antonio? San Antonio is 3rd in the league in rebounding. They are 2nd in the league in holding teams under 100 at 35. And this is a very good defensive team when they're concentrated.
Charles Smith, 79% on the year from the line. Tonight he is 100%, and the Knicks have an 8-2 lead. And we have played just about 3 minutes of the first quarter from the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio.
When you play the Knicks, they test your half-court offense.
Got our first illegal defensive tonight. Everybody has talked about the Knicks defense. Let's take a look exactly what they've done with the D.
Well, how about the fact they're number 1 naturally in points, but field goal percentage against, that's incredible because usually a team will lead with 44%. Defensive rebounding is terrific.
Stripped away. Doc Rivers with the loose ball. The outlet. Dale Ellis tipped it out of bounds. We saw the 40 and 4 if you'd be under 100. I think what amazes us, though, is the fact that they've held opponents under 90 points 18 times. 17 and 1 in that category.
It is. It's a team that everyone sacrifices. They put your body on you. So what you are concerned with is that can you get your shots in your half-court offense when you're being bodied? And up until now, we're not seeing good shots by the Spurs.
They've only taken really 2 shots from the floor. They're 0 for 2. There's the third, and they're at 33%. Knicks by 4, 8:20 left in the first. Mason tries to get Robinson up in the air. Robinson was so busy blocking out Mason that Oakley snuck in. Rivers for the 3.
See, Oakley right now is at least 2 offensive rebounds and a tap.
Inside, Avery Johnson. Good-looking drive by the smallest man on the court.
Well, he can really help matters by getting out and getting San Antonio easy scores. Right now, there's a major mismatch, and it's Ellis trying to guard Oakley when the shots go up at this end of the floor.
Oakley already with 4 rebounds, 3 offensively. Anthony Mason from inside. He has 4 for the ball game.
Nice stuff. 6'9", 250.
Again, this time, Doc Rivers says, not today, A.J.
Well, you can see it. They go after you. And that's why I say Avery Johnson, the guy in our picture right now, he is the key. If he can get down and penetrate and finish like he just did, then he becomes a major problem for the Knicks. Now, right here, you say, well, he didn't finish except he's on the foul line. That's as good as a finish. And with this little rascal, with him in the starting lineup, this basketball team is 26-11. Now, that is a great tribute to him because he's a good defender and he distributes the basketball to the hot people.
3 of 4 from the line. Avery Johnson with 5 points on the evening, and the Knicks lead it by 3 inside of 7.5. Pat Riley running an illegal defense called on San Antonio.
See, they're going right at Ellis again. Now you look at this and you say, well, that's Oakley's first score, except for one thing. He's got 4 offensive rebounds right now, so that's where they should go, right at Dale Ellis down inside.
Now Smith comes out to guard Ellis. Starks is guarding Larry Smith, who very seldom shoots the ball. Johnson, the jumper, doesn't get the bounce. Knicks on the second game of a 3-game road trip. They'll be in Atlanta on Tuesday night. Mason again with position on Ellis. Smith tries to come over to help him. And we have a 3-second violation called on the Knicks. We've got a timeout. 6:45 left in the first. Knicks by 5.
Southwest Carolina spot their shootout are to Floridas. Will have his chance of winning it.
Lead, and the reason is right here on your screen. Oakley is taking advantage of Dale Ellis. Now this is his second score, but the Knicks have 5 offensive rebounds, 3 of which go to Oakley. So right now they're going to have to do something about this. Must change their philosophy of what they're going to do. If they're going to go to Oakley, then San Antonio must double team early. They've got to get on the glass. And you can see right now there's a mismatch in the rebounding, and all 4 Spur rebounds by Larry Smith. David Robinson has got to start to come to life in 2 areas: shot blocking and rebounding.
Well, the Knicks have really been able to hold opponents below 50% shooting. In fact, only 8 teams have shot better than 50% on the year against this Knicks team.
Well, see, you must sacrifice your body, Ron, up here right now. And when you go to set a screen, you've got to put a body on, because the Knicks have their hands on you all the time. If they don't have their hands, they have a forearm in your chest. They love to feel your body.
Oakley just bear hug David Robinson as the shot clock's at 5. Avery Johnson does a good job getting it down low, but it's slapped away.
Now there are 3 blue shirts right on top of David Robinson.
Starks for 3, and he drains it.
You got to love this guy. He's a burglar. He's a guy. You keep catching him, and he's not doing well. He was struggling earlier in this game. He missed his first 3 shots. Bam, 3-pointer.
He's taken more threes than the rest of the New York Knicks combined, which he has that shooter's conscience, which isn't any.
See, that time, that was a planned backdoor play. When that ball went into David Robinson, they ran from the corner, but Mason had him. You know, anytime you cut tonight, you are going to be tattooed.
Foul was on Mason. Knicks lead it by 8 inside of 6 minutes in the first quarter.
There's a clear out.
Elliott stops. Pops doesn't get it. Smith tried to keep it alive, but the ball belongs to New York.
We're always trying to tell you during the course of the season, the key when 2 good defensive teams play one another, and especially at playoff time, can you get your 3 key scorers their high percentage shots? And we're not seeing it. Ellis, Elliott, and Robinson are not getting high percentage shots.
Rivers on the drive, easily.
No way can you go over the top of a screen and then have no offside help, because you're just opening up the freeway.
Now Lucas says our effort has to match their effort. Right now, New York putting the biggest effort on. David Robinson with 4, but the lead remains 17-9 and 8.
There's no way that Charles Oakley can play David Robinson down inside.
Well, Charles Oakley was told not to shoot so much this year, taken completely out of the offense. Not very many plays run for him, if any, but right now, tonight, he's 3 of 4, and he shows that he couldn't shoot the ball. He has in the past.
Well, he's staying away from the basket and taking his defender out. That's what they need.
Oh, that's a welcome sight, because in the last 9 games, Dale Ellis has shot just 37%, 1 of 22 from the arc, and averaging only 9 points. He was out here this morning an hour and a half before shoot-around at 8:30 this morning.
Well, this is serious time now.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you only have 10 or 12 games left, every game is a big one.
Shot clock at 5. Starks will let it go from the arc again. Hits the back of the board. Ball loose on the floor, and Doc Rivers will come up with it. They're saying it's a 24-second violation, and it is, because it did not hit the rim.
That's right. But how about Charles Oakley? The big man, diving headfirst. Pat Riley loves the effort that he's getting for his ball club right now.
Antoine Carr into the lineup, number 35, the 9th-year pro out of Wichita State. Has been hot the last 7 games, shooting better than 60%. They call him Big Dog here in San Antonio. The dog pound is San Antonio's bench.
You have to look right in here. Right there.
David got it.
First of all, he has too many moves for Oakley, and second of all, he'll shoot over the top of him even if Oakley plays with foul.
And Starks breaks their back with his second three. They got to get back on defense. I mean, yeah, San Antonio's kind of lollygagging around.
You see, you cannot now not know where John Starks is. Right. Mainly because he's the Mad Bomber. Doesn't matter if he misses 5 in a row. He's taking the next 5, maybe in this quarter.
The car from the outside doesn't get it. Johnson with the steal.
Give it to the big fella. That's it.
And it's going to be called on Oakley, the foul, putting a knee to the backside of Davis.
Excellent call. Excellent call by Eddie Rush. See, they did not allow Oakley to get away by getting him down inside. Now just watch the Admiral move here. See, Oakley is slow of foot. David can take him anytime with one move and then a drop step either way. Now we're going to show you this play. There's a nice interception by Avery Johnson. Good move, get it there. And you can see Oakley trying to move him out. Always put your arms up high, move them out with your legs and your lower body.
Robinson now just 1 of 3 from the line, has 7 points on the game, 9th in rebounds, 9th in scoring, 5th in blocks. But I think the stat that really stood out even this morning looking around at the numbers is that he's averaging 39 minutes a game. That is an awful lot for a guy who's had a knee problem and a hand problem come playoff time.
Yeah, I underline that, Ron. That was an excellent point. He's had terrific numbers in spite of his injuries.
Starks again, right around Ellis. Doc's going to let it fly. Johnson got a piece of the ball, and Glenn Rivers cannot believe he wasn't fouled on the play.
Now you have 2 seconds. You must protect against the lob pass. Main thing here is no lob from out of bounds to somebody going to the rim. Oh, look at this. Can you believe it? They almost got that.
Almost did, but it is a shot clock violation, the second one against the Knicks. In case you're just tuning in, Patrick Ewing at the 9:56 mark of the first quarter went out with his second personal foul of the first quarter, and he has remained on the bench since then. The score at that point was New York 4, San Antonio 2. There he is on the bench.
This is just a major test for their offense. See, like right there, Starks just out-muscled Ellis to coming around that screen.
Antoine Carr just uses the big body, all 255 pounds to drop his first one down.
Well, we know he can score.
Oh, yes.
He's got a good track record in the past. It's a good matchup. Charles Smith is really struggling versus David Robinson. Look for the big guy now. Come on, you've got an advantage.
What a move by Avery Johnson. Oh, my goodness. That got the crowd up. They're standing in San Antonio.
Keep an eye on this move. What a great move by the defense. Now watch Avery put it behind his back and break the pass right there. Make Doc Rivers move. In the playground, he'd be getting 20 high fives.
That's right. The only mascot in the NBA whose insurance premiums are higher than his salary.
San Antonio 9-3 run the last 2.5 minutes, Hubie.
John Lucas has instilled great confidence in this little rascal. Just watch him go. See, in the early part of the season, he would have definitely passed off. But now, he's playing with a lot of confidence. The team is winning with him as a starter. He's shooting 49%, and John is constantly telling him, you can finish, you can finish. Earlier in the year, he definitely would have passed that one up.
In case you're wondering that the score is 1 less than it was previously at 21-18, that they changed John Starks' last 3 now to a 2. So Starks now with 5 points instead of 6 on the night, as the Knicks with 9 more shot attempts than San Antonio in the early going, thanks to those 5 offensive rebounds. Smith continues to struggle. Avery Johnson off his leg. He's got the ball, and he pushes it up quickly. Carr works his way in. That'll be an offensive foul.
No way. No way. He had an alley. He was in perfect line with that. And now you're going to see this pass. Now just watch as he slips through that. He just slipped right through that. That was a flop. And if you're going to get that charge call, you've got to take it in the chest. He did not do that. He opened up an alley, and Antoine went right through that alley.
Starks fading left, shoots right, doesn't get it. Rejected by David Robinson. Rejected by J.R. Reed, who's checked into the lineup.
Yeah, but you see the blue shirts keep coming up with every movement. See that right now the clock is going down, but they still have plenty of time. We're at 12 seconds. Staggered screen for Starks.
Oakley goes down hard. Dale Ellis goes down hard. J.R. Reed is going to be whistled, I believe, for the foul.
That was a staggered screen on the left side for Starks. They run it a lot, and Dale Ellis gets popped. Now just watch this. Starks, as he comes through, Dale Ellis, instead of getting around it or through the second screen, Dale Ellis went right over the top of it.
Well, that foul was on J.R. Reed as Dale Ellis comes out. Sean Elliott comes back into the lineup. Offensive rebounds.
How about that?
Knicks.
All Knicks is right. Now, I like the matchup now. Elliott, their best defender outside of Robinson, on John Starks.
J.R. Reed picks up his second personal foul rather quickly.
Well, Ron, in a game like this, you're not going to come in here and put your hands in the back of guys and push it when the league said, right in the fall, we are eliminating two hands in the lower back. J.R. Reed just gets in the game. He puts his both hands in the lower back and tries to move the post-up man.
This was North Carolina guys, isn't it? Lloyd Daniels has come in for Avery Johnson. And Rolando Blackman wearing jersey number 20, the 12th-year pro out of Kansas State, in for the Knicks.
Mason is just having a great year. Second only to Patrick Ewing in minutes played. He shoots right over that 50% mark. Remember, he's 6'9", 250, and as quick as a cat.
Had 30 points against the Lakers about a week and a half ago. Elliott gets in the book.
If you're really watching this game closely, the Knicks are chesting everyone. On every cutter to the basket, they get their body in front of you.
Knicks by 3. We are inside of a minute at the Hemisphere Arena. Only QB Brown, Ron Thulin. Daniels tried to keep it alive. Was it last touch by Daniels? It may have been. No, they say the Knicks last touch.
I kind of like your call.
I think Daniels touched it, don't you?
I did also.
He reached up behind himself and sort of
But you see, both guys were screened out. They really were that time. They're both referees.
Knicks winners of 14 of the last 16, 3 straight road victories.
Oh, man.
That's exactly what John Lucas doesn't want from David Robinson. Nice look inside, and Charles Smith with only his second field goal of the evening.
Knicks are quick in transition. This team that they have on the floor right now can really change ends.
In game one between these two teams, the Knicks led by 18 at the end of the first. Shot clock at 6. Game clock at 7. Reed, did he walk with it? Indeed he did. Another turnover by the San Antonio Spurs. That is their 5th.
Whenever you play against a great defensive team, that's what the Knicks are. 2 years in a row, right at the top of the league. You have got to come in here with a mental toughness. And by that I mean, you've got to get over the hand pushing and the popping of you. But then the other thing is you can't lose your concentration.
And that's the way the first quarter will end. It was a good one. Ewing sitting out with 2 personal fouls, only played about 2 minutes, but the Knicks lead it by 5. Quarter number 2 next.